Live. Okay, so tonight we're talking about how to increase your traffic on social media. The reason I felt like it was really important to have this training tonight is because I see so many people grasping at straws. In this business, there are so many shiny new things you can try all the time to grow your following, to reach out, to try and, there is just, somebody's got a different strategy every day of the week. And so I think it's really important to know the key things that you need to do to increase your traffic on social media to grow your business. So we're going to go ahead and I don't know if this is going to let me go forward in this screen. It might not. There we go. Okay, steps to increase your reach. You have to have a consistent presence. If you are not on and posting quality, engaging content every single day, you're going to lose your reach. Facebook has really tightened their algorithms. Your post, within the first few minutes of posting it, only reaches 7% of your following or your friends. There has to be engagement on your post for it to reach more and to be bumped up in the news feed. So you have to have a consistent presence on, and that's all social media. That's not just Facebook. Facebook tends to set the tone for the rest of social media simply because they're the biggest shark in the sea right now. And they just bought out Instagram too. So it's really important to make sure that you have a consistent presence, and we're going to go through how to do that. You need to track your insights, and I'm going to teach you how to do that tonight as well. But you need to know your numbers. You're running a business. You need to know, if you were running any other business, a storefront or anything like that, you need to know how much money it costs you to gain a customer and how much money it costs you to keep a customer. You need to know how much it costs you to create that product and what percentage of your markup is available, and are there other avenues for you to be creating that product cheaper? You have to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers in business, you're basically throwing darts in the dark, and that is not going to get you anywhere. You need to know who your ideal customer is, and you need to speak directly to your ideal customer. Don't just post a post to post it. You need to be strategic. You're sharing a picture of your workout, your accountability picture for the day. But say something, and say something to that one person you really want to serve. And speak to one person. Don't speak to the general public. Because when you do, and you narrow your niche market down to that, you're actually going to start reaching more people. So make sure that you're speaking directly to that ideal customer. Okay, here's a biggie. People are so afraid of watching themselves on video or having that video out there forever. But you need to use video to build a more intimate connection with your audience. The reality is that video is it breaks down the barriers in social media. Social media, we can reach anybody, anywhere, anytime. But do they get a chance to really get to know us, or is it just what we choose to put on Facebook? The pretty filtered pictures, or the not so crazy hair day, or whatever it may be. We put the best of ourselves out there. Video allows your following to connect to you on a personal level. They hear your voice, they see your face, they watch your lips move, they hear you speak from your heart. You have to use video, period. And most importantly, you have to share your story, not someone else's story, not Beachbody's story, your story. It's really, really important. And this is where a lot of people who are new to this business get hung up. You can only share surface parts of your story for so long. People are not going to have a deeper connection with you, and they're not going to stick around if you don't start digging deeper. It was the biggest turning point I've ever seen in Lori's growth when she finally put out there the truth about her addiction. And when she shares that, she gets exponential response because people relate. People relate to that. People get to know the truth about who she is and what she's battling with. And you know, I don't have a problem sharing my story, but I don't know how much to share. And truthfully, Lori putting her story out there about her addiction, about her alcoholism, actually taught me a thing or two about how to write my story. And since then, I've been changing my strategy. We can all learn from each other. No one person is the guru in all things. So it's really important to make sure that you're sharing your personal story so that people can connect to you. Because Jimmy Hayes Nelson said it perfectly at Super Saturday in January when he said, if you have postpartum depression and you only ever target mothers with postpartum depression as your niche market, that's who you want to reach out to, you're never going to run out of people to reach out to. So pick that ideal customer, really narrow it, and then share your story with them. Okay, so having a consistent presence is really, really important on social media. You need to post daily at optimal times. Well, what are the optimal times? Is it different for everyone, or is it the same? Is everybody on Facebook at the same time? Well, we know that's not true because there's always new content on Facebook. But what are your followers up to? And so the way to learn what the optimal times are to get on your like page and track your posts. What kinds of posts and when are people engaging on them? And that's when you're going to figure out when your optimal times are. The one thing I will tell you is that the most optimal time frame for social media users is between 7 and 11 p.m. If you have a big thing that you really want people to know about, that's the best time to share it, between 7 and 11 p.m. Now with Facebook like pages, they have the scheduler. I don't know how much you know this, but they are doing away with using third-party posters in April. So Facebook will no longer allow Hootsuite or the Buffer app or things like that. But rumor has it that they are opening the scheduler into their groups. So I really hope that they follow through with that so that we can still benefit from having our scheduled posts in our groups. You need to be scheduling your stuff ahead of time because this business can be run 24 hours a day. But you didn't get into this business to work 24 hours a day. You got into this business for freedom, whatever that looks like for you. So do not live at your phone and at your computer. That's insanity. Set your business hours, get focused, work your business hours, work your butt off during your business hours, and get up and walk away. This doesn't have to be your life. But yes, you do have to make sacrifices. But make sure that you're choosing to make the right kind of sacrifices for this business. You don't want to be sacrificing in the wrong ways, in the wrong places. So to do that, use the scheduler to schedule your posts at the optimal times every day. The other thing you need to do is to use engaging questions. Ask questions because like I said, Facebook is only allowing the initial 7%. If people aren't engaging, then your posts are going to die, period. They're not going to come back up. They're not going to be bumped into somebody else's news feed. And as soon as one person likes, comments, shares, whatever on that post, it shows up in their news feed and all of their friends are going to see it now. And you're going to increase your reach. And you need to have a call to action. Ask people to do something. People can't read your mind. They don't know what you want. So if you want them to like and tag a friend, then do so. Then tell them to do that. If you want them to share this post with somebody who might benefit, tell them to do that. If you want them to comment below, tell them to do that. You know, lately the biggest probably one of the most popular things that people are doing, especially people who just love their pets. Like they'll take a furry family member picture and they'll say, post a picture of your furry family member below. Well, there you go. That's one of the best ways to increase your reach. But you have to start moving traffic from your like page to your business page. The reason is because personal pages, you can't track insights. You can't schedule posts. It is a personal page. Your business page is set up to be run as a business. So you want to start gracefully moving traffic from one page to the next. And we'll go over some of that as well. But when you do that, when you're using a call to action, you're telling people what to do. That will increase engagement on your page. Okay, so tracking your insights. This one is a super big challenge for so many people. I am going to open up I'm going to open up Facebook here real quick and share it with you and show you what I mean. Let's go through here, and then we're going to go here, Facebook. All right, so I'm going to go straight to my Facebook page. Here is my business page. And if you look at your like page, at the top it says Insights. You're going to click on that, and it is going to show you all of the activity that goes on your page. So page likes. So I'm at 578 total page likes. It's up 1.2% from last week. My total reach, on average, my posts reach about 2,076 news feeds. Now, that's not 2,076 people are engaging on it. That's how many people scroll past it or stop and read it. And then engagement, how many people are actually engaging on my page? 103 comments in the last week. So it's up 19.3%. 9 people have shared one of my posts. 1,748 people have actually clicked on a post to read more. So that just gives you a general overview of what the Insights page looks like. You can get more detailed by clicking on these little tabs up top, and it's going to get very specific. So I encourage you to take the time to go do that, learn more about your like page. Now here's my posts. As you can see, this one here at 4:45 has a reach of 4:45 today, has a reach of 110 organic. I haven't paid for any of those engagements. 25 people clicked on the post, and you can tell by the color key up here. 4 people have liked, commented, or shared on this post. It was a video, and it was targeting the public, not friends or friends and their friends. This one here has had a high reach. It has a reach of 302 organic. It's just a photo. It's a Motivational Monday post that I did. It was at 8:48 this morning, and there was more engagement, likes, comments, and shares than there was post clicks, which is what you want. You want to have more engagement. But this one here at 11:59 a.m. yesterday didn't reach as many people, but it had 17 likes, comments, and shares. So the time of day wasn't ideal. It didn't spread that quickly. So that's how you learn about your insights. And you need to know your numbers. You need to know how your social media is working for you. Feel free to go ahead and learn as much as you can about it. And there will be, once I upload this training in the group tonight, you can ask me any questions, comment below. There might be a little time at the end for questions if you have them. So track your insights. You need to know when your followers are active. When are people online? Because that's when you're going to maximize your exposure. You need to use the scheduler to your advantage. Once you know when your followers are active, you don't have to be online all the time, but you need to create content that's going to be engaging and valuable content and schedule it so that it posts at that optimal time for you. Okay. Speak directly to your ideal customer. So this is really key. You need to know who that ideal customer is. You are going to sit down and you're going to write down on a piece of paper, male or female, how old, married, kids, career, income level, where do they live, hobbies, what are they afraid of, what problem do they have that you would like to be able to solve. You need to know everything there is to know about that ideal customer so that when you are creating your content, you are speaking to their heart. Because this business is about changing lives. You can't change a life unless you are speaking to their heart. So you need to know who you want to target. And then you need to write your posts as if you were talking to only that person, as if you were sitting in a room alone with that person, chit-chatting over a cup of coffee. And it really needs to be directed specifically to that person, because when it is, so many people who read that are going to think, oh, she's speaking to me. Oh, he meant that for me. Like, I get that. That's my life. That's the way it is for me. They're going to feel a connection to you, and that's going to start to build more trust. Okay. I know the videos are a little scary. I did my first one, and I had been a coach a week, and I was pretty sure I was going to puke. And then I watched it, and then I was positive I was going to puke. And so this is what I'm going to tell you. Videos don't have to be perfect. In fact, they shouldn't be perfect, because people need to see that you're a normal human being. Number 2, create the video, post it, and walk away. Period. But before you create the video, know what you want to say. Write yourself a little list, but don't write a full script out. Just touch on those points and speak from your heart. If you're not using video to build a more intimate connection with your audience, you're missing the boat. People need to know you. They need to feel connected to you. They need to feel like you understand them and you care. So without that video, people are not going to build a deeper level of trust with you. So create your video and put it out there. And it doesn't matter what you say. It really doesn't. If you're talking about your own journey, if you're talking about nutrition, if you're talking about, if you're sharing Beachbody On Demand with somebody, it doesn't matter what you're going to say in that video as much as it is practice to move you in the right direction. Okay, so here's the biggie, sharing your story. Now, your company has many outlets for people to obtain the products, so why should someone buy from you? With Beachbody, they can get it through Beachbody.com, TeamBeachbody.com. They can get it through another coach. Heck, you can even find it on the exchange pages, eBay, Amazon. There are so many avenues for them to get these products, so why you? They need to know what your story is to know whether or not they can relate to you. You're branding you. You're sharing you. You're not sharing even your spouse. It's not up to you to share your spouse's story. Now, is it going to mold and meld with yours? Absolutely. But you'll share your spouse, you'll share your kids, you'll share your friends, you'll share your life with these people, but your story needs to be your story. And relationships build trust. So you have to build relationships first, because people are not going to be lifers unless you have their trust. If you want these people to keep coming back, to trust you, to really change their lives and be a testimony for what you're accomplishing in your business every day, then you have to build trust. And you can't do that unless you dig deep down and find that why in their heart, the deeper why, not just the surface why, like I want to lose 30 pounds because it would make me feel better why. Why do you really want to lose 30 pounds? Like, why now? Of all the times you could have done this before, why now? You got to get deep with them. You have to get deep to build that relationship so that you can build that trust, so that you can build a lifer in your clients. Not everybody's going to be a lifer. You're going to have people that are going to come and go. You're going to have people that are interested, and then a week later you never hear from them again. You are always going to have the majority, it's about 80% of the people that you interact with fall off. It's the 20% that are going to stick around, that 20% that is going to be your lifers, that 20% that is going to be the best coaches you've ever had, that 20% that really changed their lives because of Beachbody, because you reached out to them, because you offered them the opportunity. So you can't expect 100% retention rate. You can expect a 20% great retention rate if you do the work and lay the groundwork. Your investment working. And honestly, investment working doesn't see a lot of financial reward. And for some people, it's even the first 2 years. I listened to Andrea's story again the other day, and I was amazed that she spent 18 months sitting at Diamond making about $150 a week. You know, she got stuck. She was stuck mentally. And our own emotional roadblocks are what hold us back in this business. And we have to work on ourselves before we can serve our clients. And I think that that's probably the biggest obstacle for most coaches in getting to where they want to go as quickly as they want to get there. They have their own work to do first. And, you know, speaking of sharing your story, that's one of the things that I am dealing with currently. You know, I've been stuck and my business is actually backslid, and I've lost clients and I've lost coaches and I've lost rank. And the truth is, it happens. You know, not every, you know, you see the long-term road of success. It starts here and it moves here, but you don't see the fact that it does this along the way, up and down. You know, there are going to be stretches where you're doing really, really good, and then all of a sudden you're going to crash. And there are going to be stretches where you do really, really good, you have a little blip. Stretches where you don't do well at all, and you feel like you're totally tanking. And you need to share that part of your story, because people need to know that that's the reality of being an entrepreneur. That's the reality of building your own business, especially a business where relationships matter first. You know, if I go out and I start a storefront that, you know, sells, I don't know, snow sleds, and people are like, oh, well, that's the only place in town to buy one, so I'm going to buy it there. I didn't have to do a lot of work to dig really deep to build a relationship and to build my reputation. At that point, I'm the only person in town, and so they're at least going to come check me out. So at that point, I have to do well in my sales, but I don't have to dig super deep to figure out why they want to buy a sled from me.
Just like jet skis.
Exactly, Bill. You know, if you're the only guy in town.
Right. Not that hard. Ain't much to do.
Exactly. But in this business, it's different. You really have to dig into their hearts and sometimes, you know, the coach that really launched the fastest once she signed up was a client of mine for 1.5 years. She'd had the opportunity for 1.5 years. And I kept telling her, you're going to make a great coach. You're going to make a great coach. You got to jump on this. You're going to do great. Nah. I'll just send people to you. Okay, fine. Even though the entire time she was already coaching. So once she started, she launched like crazy. You know, you just never know where people are at. Sometimes it can take years to get people to believe in themselves the way you believe in them. And that's what it comes down to. So you can't do that, and it's not going to happen unless you share your story, your struggles, your challenges. You get raw and honest. That doesn't mean that you open the book of life and spew it all in one day. You give them little bits here and there. You share along the way. Something that comes up in your life, and if it brings up old feelings, you put that out there. You had a roadblock in your workout today because of whatever. You put that out there. You know, I screwed up on my nutrition because Caleb baked a cake and I ate half of it. You put that out there. So, which is what I did, just FYI.
Yeah.
Okay, them dang Girl Scout cookies are kicking my butt.
Well, we're about to have a house full of cookie dough, so yeah, that's not going to feel so good either. But the truth is, you know, you've got to be raw and honest, because that's when people connect to your heart. And when people connect to your heart, then they're going to connect to why you want to serve them. And they're not going to feel like you're being salesy. They're not going to feel like you're being pushy. They're going to recognize that you just want to serve them. And then they're going to jump on board. They're going to be believers. They're going to be lifers. So sharing your story is really, really key to your success.
They don't want perfection. They want human.
Mm-hmm. Think about it. Is that what you want? Do you want somebody who is always put together, always perfect, never struggles, you know, as far as you can tell? Like everything is perfect about their life? Like this is so easy for them? No, you don't. You want somebody who is challenged just like you are, because then you know that you can do it too. When you know that they have challenges and obstacles on their journey, then you're like, oh, I could try. I could at least give this a shot. You know, I could do something with this. But when you are so busy putting a filter over every single picture, or you are so busy picking the best of what you have to offer to share, people aren't going to get on board. You're going to be too perfect for them. They're not going to want to be a part of that. And that's the end of the slideshow.
Hey, you know, I just have to mention that kid went viral. Now he's on the news. The one with he told a story about his weight.
Oh, the one I posted on my Facebook page?
Yeah, I just paused it because it's on Inside Edition now.
Oh, I'm going to have to check that out. That's so awesome.
They even have him on the show, so I don't know.
Well,
Did I pause it?
When I posted that, I had seen that he had 14 million views already. So
Yeah.
So I wanted to tell you really quick, the one way I'm telling my story is through my blog, and I have 239 views so far since I have been really writing it and stuff like that. So that's been kind of a blessing, because I'm seeing it reaching more and more people, because I'm talking about my journey with alcoholism. And then I'm going to get into my journey about my fitness and stuff like that. And so, you know, and God gives me the words. I don't have any script. I don't have anything. I pray and I'm like, God, tell me what to say. And he does. And I reread it and he's like, no, you got to tweak that. And so I do. And so that's been like a big blessing, because I'm like, wow, it started off with maybe 10 and now it's jumped to 239 in a couple weeks. So, I mean, I know that's not a big number.
That's
but
huge.
It's pretty much of a blessing.
Well, I actually understand what you're talking about now on that after watching this.
Oh.
No, in other words, as in just people seeing it, because I asked her, well, they write comments, but it's not that. It's just people seeing it, realizing it.
Sharing your story.
Right.
People are clicking to go read it. They are clicking to go figure out what it is Lori has to say. And,
Right.
and that is where it starts. Moving traffic around on the internet is where it starts. And when you want to start out on Facebook because that's where the majority of the population is, but you want to move traffic off of Facebook so that Facebook doesn't own your content, you do. And that's the whole goal here, is to eventually get everybody starting from your blog, starting from your website, drawing the traffic and sharing your information there, and only linking it to your social media sites so that people can go check out oh, Lori's got something new up there. I better go check it out, see what she has to say today.
I post it on my personal page and my business page almost every day now.
I saw
And
that.
I've had 4 to 6 people view it. And so, I mean, it's getting there. The traffic's getting there. So
That's huge, Lori. Congratulations. That's awesome.
thank you. And that was so sweet of you to say that about my video and sharing. I had no idea. Thank you so much. That was so sweet.
Well, you're welcome. And I don't think, like I posted today, you never know who you're going to help. Like, you never know who you're going to help and how. Andrea still posts questions. I mean, she's been a coach for how many years now? And she's still posting questions in the group to coaches that are new because she doesn't know everything there is to know. I learned from a new coach not too long ago a strategy that I'm going to employ in my challenge groups. She's like, I have this really killer idea. I'm like, that's amazing. Can I steal it? You never know who you're going to help. And that's the beauty of having a business like this, is you get to serve people from all walks of life in all different ways. There are two people who liked my fitness page the other day, or what is it? Thursday? It was Wednesday. And I was like, I've never seen these people before. And I go to check out I always check out people's profiles, and then I send them a message and just say, thanks for liking my page. I always like to get to know my followers and see what it is they want to see. I noticed that such and such on your profile. And neither one of these girls had posted that they were a coach. And I'm scrolling through all their stuff just to make sure, and so that I reach out to them, and I come to find out they're both coaches. I'm like, are you serious, girls? What? You're doing yourself a huge disservice. I did not know that you were coaches, not because I'm frustrated am I saying this, but I'm saying this because you are jeopardizing your businesses because you haven't made it public. People need to know, they need to be able to look there and go, oh, maybe she could help me with a problem, or, oh, I'm going to ask her this question. She might know something about nutrition. You don't want to leave people guessing. You just don't. And so when you leave people guessing, you lose a part of the momentum that you probably could have had with them previously. And so it's really, really important to know that you just have to put it all out there and know that you're going to serve somebody with it. And you did, Lori. I mean, when you put your story out there the way you did, I thought, because I always try to pretty it up. Like, I always try to, I go through and double check all my grammar, and I go through and I always try to pretty everything up. And yours was just so raw and so honest. And I thought, I need to be a little bit more raw and honest. It doesn't have to be as visually appealing just because I like perfect grammar.
Read these stuff.
It's really important to be raw and honest. And it did make a difference for me. It really did. It helped me to remember that this business isn't about making it pretty for everybody all the time. So, like I said, you never know who you're going to help. Well, we have 3.5 minutes left. So are there any questions, any business related questions for me?
Really quick.
Yeah.
I did the Love Yourself challenge and I pretty much left it dry after the challenge was over. And then I've had at least 10 or more people ask to join. And so I prayed about it. And then after the lady, Amber, I think her name was tonight, said, keep an ongoing challenge going, I let people in. And then I think I'm going to leave it open just to see if there's more people I can help and see if they're going to participate and everything, because I've had quite a few people ask. It's now grown to 30 some members.
Nice.
And so I'm going to keep posting again and seeing if there are other people that are ready to interact or not, but I'm not sure exactly how long to leave that open.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, I'm going to interrupt you for just a second, and I'm going to tell you what I've done, and you can decide if you want to use any of these ideas. So what I have for my ongoing challenge is, it's a group called Fit for Life. And I have, after every challenge group, I move my challengers into that group and I keep them there. That is my ongoing challenge group for my clients. That is our community page where you can share challenges, recipes, tips, post your accountability pic, all that kind of stuff. And I keep it open. But what I do is I move challengers. So I open a new challenge group for every new challenge group. And then I just move people into this group when they're done in the challenge group. But this is how I do it. Anybody who ever does a free or paid challenge group with me, once it's over, then they get moved into that group. And at any time, any of those people can get into another group with me if they would so choose. I do post that I have upcoming challenges in that group so that people are aware if they want to get in on it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take your advice instead of doing an open challenge on Monday, since you already have one going, since I had a brain fart and I totally forgot about it. I'll go ahead and post that one in my Love Yourself one, and then I will post it publicly as well to see if anybody else is interested, because I'm sure Keith and Liz, they were like really, really going for it, and now they've kind of like dropped off the planet, and I've tried to connect with them, and he's being kind of a butthead.
Okay, so here's the deal. Beachbody On Demand, 30-day free trial starting the 25th. For anybody who signs up for a club membership, they get the first 30 days free. We're going to be kicked off here pretty quick, so I'm going to try to get this out as fast as I can. That can be rolled over into a club membership where it's $41.86 for every 3 months. Tell him about it. If he doesn't want to continue on with the club later, that's fine, but at least it'll get him started somewhere, and it'll get him into something that's not a copied program.
Okay.
So there you go.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, darling.
That's all I have. I always tuck your ear off at these meetings anyway, so.
I know, and I love it because all of these questions that you ask at the end, Lori, when we post the video online and people are watching the replay,